Hi, I'm Phoebe.
And I'm Stephen.
And we are Just Another Knitting
Podcast.
Welcome to our new people, and welcome back if you're a regular. Nice to have you here.
Wow, it's been a fast 2 weeks. Yeah. Honestly, I can't believe we're sitting here filming already.
I know.
It's
the
been
last
a week.
2 weeks have just flown by. So we're going to give a bit of a life update at the end. We haven't actually knit all that much. It's been a busy couple of weeks. So we thought we'd just take the opportunity where we don't have tons of knitting content to just give a bit of an update on what's going on in our lives. I certainly know that the podcasts that I watch, I quite like getting that little bit of kind of what's going on in people's lives. I'm quite nosy. And so if you are, stick around to the end and we'll just tell you what we've been doing, just family and stuff. And if you're not interested, you feel free to tune out.
Yeah, no, don't hang in there if you're not that interested.
Yeah.
There's a bit of knitting content, but not too much. So.
Yeah. Okay. So let's crack straight in.
Yeah, so what we're wearing. The thing was like
missing from our notes.
Yeah, what's on the list? I'm sure we've got everything. It looks short.
Yeah, okay.
Now I remember.
So that's what we're missing.
Yes.
So what are you wearing,
Okay,
Stephen?
so today I am wearing Troutbeck by Marie Wallen. It's knit in Outlaw Yarns Rebel Light rather than Marie Wallen's own yarns. And so I kind of colour matched it to the pattern for Troutbeck and when I knit it.
So Troutbeck's in the book. Oh, it's one of the books.
Shetland or something? No.
I don't think it was Shetland.
No.
It's in one of your books.
Yeah,
Stephen will pop it on the screen.
Yeah, you
Sorry,
will have
Stephen.
seen it. You will have seen it by now. I'll take a photo of the cover. So
yeah, but we have a whole bunch of her books. They're lovely books and beautiful patterns. And not to make it about me before you keep talking about it, but there's another jumper on the cover, and I have this idea that next time we go to Shetland, that you can wear that one and I'll knit the matching one.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, back to you.
Indeed. So, again, yes, where was I up to? Outlaw Yarns, Rebel Light. So I colour matched it. The garment itself was a little bit of an adventure to knit. It's probably the one and only Fairole jersey that I'm going to knit flat colour work, if I can possibly help it.
Yeah, that other one better not be knit flat, otherwise I can forget about it.
Well, I think someone told me afterwards that this pattern has been adapted to be knit in the round as well. So.
Oh, right. With steaks, because it's a set-in sleeve.
It is. It's set-in sleeves. It's just pieces. It's a set-in sleeve.
No, but you would knit it with steaks.
I would definitely knit it with steaks.
In the round.
Yeah. So, you guys have been following along on my current whip, which is knit in the round with steaks, and I really am enjoying that process much more than I was weaving in hundreds of ends and trying to manage the edges of the pieces as well, particularly with colour work. I found that particularly difficult. The one thing I'd say about this is I have cracked it out today because it doesn't come out too often, usually because it's quite warm, but it's also, I feel, a little short, and you will have heard me.
You say that, but it's so weird it's not.
I know, but then by the same token, I'm quite happy with the length of Glenesque. I feel that one's just right at the moment, and it's just a wee bit longer.
You haven't been wearing it though.
No, it's true. I haven't worn it.
They do kind of like sleeves as well. They do kind of shrug up to fit your body.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So anyway, other people may perceive differently, but I'm quite self-conscious around sort of the lower middle, and it's always on my mind when I'm wearing it, along with
you could reblock it.
I could, but I don't.
You can get quite a bit of extra.
I know. It's just I kind of tried to get a bit of extra when I actually blocked it in the first place, and I guess
if you pin it.
Yeah, I don't think I pinned it.
You didn't.
Yeah.
You pinned the pieces, but not the final block.
True. So, I mean, that's just one thing. So, but anyway, I do enjoy it. I do wear it, occasionally. And, so this is Troutbeck.
Yay. And it's quite good to be able to think about it, because when we get to future plans, you're going to do that again with the Rebel Light.
I am. I'm very conscious about the length of these jerseys, and I read the patterns quite thoroughly now, so that I can see. I was
just thinking more about the fact that you're going to knit another one in Rebel Light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am going to knit another one in Rebel Light.
Oh, yeah.
But, it's just about the length that you do the knitting in the body.
What's that got to do with?
how long
Never mind.
the jersey is.
Okay.
Anyway,
I was just making a comment that you're gonna colour match
yes,
Rebel Light again for the other one,
Yes.
same as you have done for this one.
yes,
Yeah.
and we've talked about that one a bit at length as well. But I can give you an update on future plans.
Yes. Anyway, so what am I wearing?
Yes, what are you wearing, baby? Let's quickly move on.
Well, mine is also my finished object, which is the Seaside tee. So I didn't make it as a tee, clearly. It's got sleeves, and we would have put some B-roll in, by Petite Knit. And this was knit in the Shelter by Wild Earth Yarn. So Shelter is 85% merino and 15% Arapawa, which is a New Zealand specific breed of merino. And I was gifted the yarn by Wild Earth Yarn, so thank you very much to Jackie for providing me this to knit with, and I absolutely love it. I've been knitting this since June. Like, I usually smash out the knits, maybe a month for something that's smaller needles.
Yeah.
But this was kind of my occasional knitting, and I quite liked that. Like, I took it to meetings, I took it to knit night, because it was all really easy to do. Other than a few increased rounds, everything was just pretty straight, easy.
So stockinette and ribbing.
Yeah, pretty much the whole thing. And this knit up really fast. I basically sat down and smashed out the top part, and then the miles and miles of stockinette and 3mm needles.
Oh, yes.
I just kind of did that as an occasional knit, and it was really knit up. Just kind of by the by. And then, so at the last episode, I was at the bottom ribbing, and I hadn't done the sleeves yet, so I made a concerted effort to get those done. The ribbing was 2.25mm needles.
Right.
But I really, really like the outcome. Like, it's a very nice knit. I wore it to work the other day, and somebody said they thought it was store-bought.
Oh, wow.
So I was like,
Well done.
That's what you're aiming for,
It's
right?
a compliment, yeah.
That it's very fine knitting, very even stitches. So I'm pretty happy with that. And a few people commented on the bind off. I was doing a bind off where you switch the stitches you basically reorient the stitches so that you have a 1x1 rib, and then you bind it off as a sew-on bind off as normal, which is what I did, and it looks okay.
You've done a good job on that wrist.
You can see that the stitches are slanted, but it doesn't look obvious.
Yeah.
You'd have to be looking closely to be able to see something was going on. But a couple of people mentioned another kind of bind off.
Oh, really?
Which of course I've forgotten.
Oh.
But you basically knit through 3 stitches at once, slip one off, and then pass the yarn through at the back of 3, and then slide one off, 3, slide one off, which looks good. So I'm keen to give that a try. I think I'll try it on a swatch to see, just because I want to check stretchiness. Because I want it stretchy but not too stretchy, because you've got the standard bind off, and then you've got, which is just pass one over all the way along, or you've got the Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off, which I find too stretchy.
Yeah, and it's also quite obvious as well.
Yeah, because it leaves holes.
As you know, that's the one I did at the bottom of my bolt, which was, it's a good bind off, but it's definitely a style choice, I think.
Yeah. So I'm not super happy with either of those as bind offs, and I usually do a sew-in bind off, which means I avoid doing 2x2 rib on the cuffs and collar.
Yeah.
Which means that, I really like 2x2 rib, but it means that I'm less likely to want to do it.
Yep.
I think it looks really nice and put together to have that 2x2, but
it is always a challenge, isn't it?
finding a decent bind off.
for the 2x2 it is.
Yeah.
I had that with single malt. It was similar, and I just took the easy cast off and pattern and regret it because it's not stretchy at all.
So I will have off camera later. I would have told Stephen what that bind off was.
Yeah, and
but
we will
a couple of people mentioned.
Thank goodness for notes and text subtitles and various things.
Yeah, we'll put it in the show notes, and we'll also it will have been on screen already. But yeah, so keen to try a different bind off. And if you have any others that you specifically use for a stretchy but not too stretchy 2x2 bind off, I'll be very pleased to hear. I have tried different ones. I know Nora Gone has one that she used. I knit a jumper of hers years ago, the Bloomer, which, I can't remember what that was. I think it was this one, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Anyway.
Because I think that's the Italian bind off, but with rearranging the stitches for 2x2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one where you do multiple rounds and you do double knitting because you slip some and then you knit some.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, but that's not what this was.
No, there's a couple of ways of doing it, but I don't know if they're called the same or not. So.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll go down that rabbit hole on your behalf, and then I'll put some information in the show notes about the different types of 2x2 bind off options that we've discovered so far. And if you have others, please do make a comment and let us know what your preferred method is, because I'm keen to do some swatching and actually try some different ones out, because I like a 2x2 rib.
Yeah, they look really good. I mean, that's the thing. They have a real look to them. But yeah, just getting the ends.
Yeah, and like I said it last week, I'll say it again, that the t-shirt has a folded cuff because it's a t-shirt, and for the bottom that's the same as this, but I want, which I think looks really nice, but I wanted to I didn't want to do that for a whole jumper, but so I did basically the same as what's at the top there, which is 2x2, just to kind of reflect that being the same. And I think it looks good. I think
I
translates.
agree. And I think too the difference is because this is ribbed going into the plain neck. Gives you a really nice contrast.
Yeah.
Whereas on the arms you've got a lot of stockinette, so it's like you've got the rib piece.
Yeah. So. Yeah, exactly. It kind of all matches up.
It does.
Anyway, so that's my what I'm wearing, but it's also my FO. So what FOs do there are no other
seriously FOs for me.
And we will talk about it maybe at the end, but it has been a busy couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm just pleased I can show some progress.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get into that, what we've been working on. Do you want to start? Shall I start? Because I've got more than you, and then we can take turns.
Did you have another finished object?
No.
Oh, is this what this is?
Yeah. Seaside Tea by Petite Knit.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm about one line behind.
You will find out at the end more about what we've been doing this weekend.
Yeah, our brains aren't switched on completely.
Yeah. We'll talk about it. Right. Shall I start?
Yeah, you should start, and then I can at least get something to say in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, this is me wall to wall.
Yeah, it's going to be the BB show this week, I think.
I'm trying for it not to be, but yeah. So I talked about this last time. This is a gift knit. I knit it for a fundraiser auction. So somebody won the prize of me knitting them a garment, anything they choose within my kind of expertise. This is what they chose. This is the Garden Cardigan by Strick, and it's knit in Knitting for Olive, the soft silk mohair and merino 4-ply, and in the colourway ice blue. And I haven't made a lot of progress since last time. I was like, I really wanted to get ahead on this, but I've been distracted by other things, which I'll show you soon. So I've managed to do that much since you last saw it. But I'll get back into this now. I'm keen to kind of smash out the body if I can over the next week or so, although it's for a very tall person, so
a lot of body.
There's a lot of body. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's a very easy knit, and it has a 4-row repeat. There's not that many stitches on the needles. I'm assuming it'll block out quite a lot because it's lace, so it's not too many stitches, which means I can do 4 rounds or 8 rounds while I'm just sitting watching TV if I've got a half hour spare, which is quite nice. That's kind of what I want, just to be able to feel like I'm making progress. And the thing that I like about, sorry, I haven't drawn breath, hang on, pause. The thing I like about the lace is that you can kind of count your progress. So I can see how far down I am.
Yep.
So you kind of get the sense of making progress. Same with cables, I guess.
Yeah,
I knit those less often.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing you can really appreciate with pattern design, when the pattern's got a really obvious repeat. It almost doubles up as you're counting. Whereas
But it's unlike stockinette, where you just go round and round and round and round forever. At least you feel like you can see your progress that you're making because you can count it.
Maybe that's like the trade-off between the simplicity of knitting stockinette and the complexity of cables and lace and things. Is at least you can save some mind space for.
I like stockinette. That's the thing. I really like knitting plain stockinette. Because my knitting is usually mindful. It's in meetings or it's in the evening, and I have a busy job, and so when I get home I just want to switch off, put something on the TV, and just like have my hands doing the knitting almost like automatically. But this is almost like that. It's got to the point now where it's just. Yeah, it's a very straightforward pattern.
So a relaxing knit at the same time.
I think so, yeah, which means I should be able to make some quick progress on it. And the only reason I haven't is because I've been knitting on something else, which I'll tell you about in a minute. So your turn.
My turn. All right, so, surprise, surprise.
Stephen has been very dedicated.
It's just Glenesque. So, he says pulling it in.
But there is
So
progress.
I've made progress. So, you can see here, it almost looks jersey shaped.
Yay!
So I've completed steeking it all. I've actually completed the neck. So I've picked up, I steeked the neck and I've picked it up and I've knit the little motif. It's a little bit floppy.
It'll block out though.
So yeah, it'll need a good block. I'm not 100% convinced that it's not too wide, and so I may at the end rip it out and then just re-knit it with fewer stitches if I'm not happy with the width.
But if you do some B-roll, and then people can comment as well with what they think.
But the other thing is I haven't tried it with a collared shirt underneath as well, because I think the collared shirts always tend to push the neck out a little bit as well, and that makes quite a bit of difference. So, but so I might just be imagining things there. But no, I've got this now in a state where I can actually put it on and try it for size. I'm happy with the length. I'm a little bit less happy with the width, but I knew I would be. So we've talked historically about giving a good horizontal block to lift the length up a little. But I was so nervous because I did that extra pattern repeat. Obviously the thing that
if you hadn't it would have
been too short. And that's the thing. So I having tried it on, you'll be able to see in the B-roll the length, and it's a length I'm happy with, and I don't feel it's too long. So
it will come up a bit when you block it, so you have to be either pin it, aggressively pin it.
I don't think
happy to lose a little.
I am happy to lose a little bit of the length. You'll see what I mean when you see the B-roll, or may have already seen it by now. So anyway, it's my first time steeking a colourwork jersey in the round. So the steek areas where I've picked it up are obviously still a bit puffy because they haven't been blocked, but I also have to trim them back a couple of stitches, so I'm not playing with them too much, and then I get to tack them down with just some sort of cross stitches,
whip stitching or whatever.
And I guess if I was going to just share one thing this time, but things I've learned between last week and last episode and this episode, on my colourwork knitting jersey, a lot of people say occasionally about carrying stitches. When you carry the stitches, you shouldn't stack them, the carried stitches on top. I'm now learning why. Normally because this is kind of the pattern sort of moves horizontally, you don't have to worry about it too much, but there are these pattern, the central line on the pattern and the edge line on the pattern, where the pattern stacks above each other. So what I've discovered is, particularly in the blue, or the dark blue.
You can see it. There was one of the lines.
In the dark blue area, where I have actually stacked the carried float in the background. In the front, you can see it just pulls apart slightly. It doesn't.
It's not a hole, but
It's not. It's just
less
like
stable.
It just widens the stitches. So it's when you put it on or you try it, you can just kind of see those blocks of colour pull apart slightly.
I could have told you that.
I'm sure you could
Because I
have.
have done more colour work than you, and I have learned that the hard way.
So that is something that I've learned. I mean, it's not a big issue on the jersey. It's only in a couple of little areas.
No, the stitches are so dense too, like you're never going to see it.
Yeah, and I'm expecting when I block it as well, it will kind of puff up a bit and it will become less of an issue. So
yeah.
But so this is Glenesque. It's by Jade Starmore. I've knit it in the kit. It's a kit of Alice Starmore's Hebridean 2-ply. I'm knitting it on 3.25mm needles.
Oh my gosh.
And my 3.25 needles are getting quite scratchy and the metallic tips are starting to wear off. Because they're the same needles that I knit this on as well. So they've got quite a lot of use.
They've had a run for their money.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted just to share with Glenesque. A little bit of my technical journey as well.
I'm looking forward to it being done.
I am too. Then I can get on to Henry VIII and start the journey all over again.
All over again, but with different yarn.
Yeah,
oh
different colour matching. So I am actually quite looking forward to that.
I mean, yeah.
And I mean, it's.
I don't know how you don't
arms.
at least knit something quick in between times. I don't know. I guess it's that instant gratification versus being what do they call it? A process knitter where you actually just enjoy doing the thing.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I just finished Bibliophile 3, but I knit that because I actually wanted a new work jersey.
Yeah.
So it was the product I was after.
Yeah.
And I've basically hammered that jersey all last week. So
what you need is a fine gauge 4-ply jumper.
Yeah, something
for summer.
That's Redford.
Oh yeah, just the one.
Just the one. I've got just the one. I have been. I probably will wind up wearing that most of summer.
Yeah, true.
Either that, or I might have to move away from wool.
To what?
What
is there? What else is there?
I just have
it's confused.
Okay, so move away from hand knits. I have a couple of light merino jerseys.
Yeah, work
that are
jerseys.
machine
Goodness
created.
gracious.
I know, right? The humanity. Anyway, so it's Glenesque.
Okay,
On to your next work.
Yeah, I've got a
rabbited
couple.
on enough.
So I finished my socks the other week, and they have now been given to the recipient. So Tania has those. That's my daughter's mum-in-law, and she loves them, and they fit perfectly. It's not great weather for it. It's very warm outside.
It's become very warm this last
very
couple
warm
of days.
very quickly, although during the week it was not as warm, so that was fine. Anyway, so I've moved on to another pair of socks. I like having a pair of socks, or either a hat or a pair of socks on the needles that's good knitting in public.
That's a good colourful yarn. I love the yellow.
So good. So this is, let me tell you, what can I say? Knit on 2mm needles, so size 0.
Oh, wasn't this what I was joking
0.
about last time?
Yeah, not funny. The yarn is, this is what it looks like. So this is by Narrative Yarns, which is a Christchurch actually, hand dyer of yarn. Beautiful yarn. I got this at our local wool market, which runs once a year, like 2 years ago, and I made my son a pair of socks in like a multiple blue colours, blues and greens, and then I got this one as well, and so I picked it out to knit a pair of socks. So I've got the pink, which I've done the top in, and I'll do the toes and heel as well, and it's knitting up brilliantly. I really love it.
Is this for you, this sock?
I don't know who it's for.
Oh, it's just a sock at this stage.
Let me tell you. So, the pattern. So, I am knitting a book from my favourite sock book, The Sock Project, which is by Summer Lee. Just need to put this down. And this is an amazing book. If you're new to hand knitting socks and you want to learn, I highly recommend this particular book. Like there's tons of them out there, but she just has such an approachable style. And what she does is she goes through and teaches you all different styles of knitting socks. So she says it goes through kind of what you're going to need, so how to get a good sizing, and then she's got a basic sock, how to do stripy socks, fades, rib, thick socks, lace socks, colourwork socks, cabled socks. But in the beginning, when she's talking about the basic sock, she talks about different, it's like a recipe. So chapter 3, the basic sock, she goes through, here are your different beginning options. So, how to do different ribbing options. And then she talks about the different heels. So heel flap and gusset, which I think is her preferred method. But also she talks about I'm just going through it. The heel flap, and then she talks about an afterthought heel and a forethought heel. I'm just going through, sorry. And so I thought I'm really keen to give it a try. I've knit a couple of Andrew Murray ones, which she does something weird with her heel, I'm not sure. There's like a short row heel type, and then she has another whole thing that you do, a Flegel heel.
Oh yeah, Flegel heels. Yeah, I don't know how to do them or what they are.
And then there's the fish lips heel.
Oh right, yeah.
Which I
can imagine
attempted, but not done. I gave it a go but didn't finish it. I actually ripped it out and started again and did a different one. Anyway, so I'm keen to try either an afterthought heel or a forethought heel. So the forethought heel, I've done a version of this when I'm doing mittens to knit the thumb, where you put waste yarn in and then you pull that waste yarn out and you pick up the live stitches and then you knit the thumb up and around.
See, I actually thought that was an afterthought.
But,
so
it's not, because it's not
an
afterthought, because you have thought about it.
Yeah, because it makes sense.
Yeah, so an afterthought heel. So basically what I'm going to do, long story short story long, is I'm going to knit a tube with a toe. And then I can choose to knit an any size sock, because I basically choose where I put the heel.
All right, so
I can knit, like this might be the heel here, in which case the cuff would be, the top of it would be that long, and then however long the foot needs to be will be how long the foot is. Or if I wanted a shorty for a person with a larger foot, then I would move it up. And because it's stripes, I know what round I'm going to be putting them,
right.
So I can match them. So I will make sure I match the stripes, and I'll be able to really clearly see where they're supposed to go.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, so I thought I'd give that a go. I could do a forethought or an afterthought heel. I'm not sure which I want to do. Like, I could just actually put the waste yarn in and come back and...
Then you're locking your size in, aren't you?
Exactly, yeah.
So afterthought would seem to be the way to go.
Yeah, so I'm keen to give both a try, actually. So once I do that, I'm going to do the forethought, I think, for this one, just to try it out. So that involves just knitting a tube, and then you put the row of you put your needle in above and below the bit that you're cutting out, and then you cut it, and then you've got 2 sets of live stitches on the needles, and then you knit. I don't know how the heel actually works from there, but I think it's some kind of short row thing. And I've done that before when I've done sweater surgery. So you pick up both sets of stitches, you cut it,
right, and
then you knit some more, and then you graft it back together again. So I've done that, and I've also done it when I repaired a sock and I cut out a bit and re-knit it.
Right.
Yeah, where you pick up the live stitches either side of the bit that you're cutting out.
Okay.
And then you re-knit it. Anyway, so
fascinating.
Yeah, that's a lot of talking just for a little tiny sock, but I'm really excited. Like, I love knitting socks, and the idea of being able to actually just knit a tube, because I get stuck on socks. I use them as if I'm going somewhere and I just want to bring something with me because you can knit, I can just put it down here, and I can knit while I'm walking. It's very easy to knit a sock, but I get stuck because I want to knit up to the heel, and if I get to the heel I have to stop and I have to think about what I'm doing next. And that's a bit of a faff that I don't necessarily want to do when I'm with other people. But this way I can just knit till my little heart's content and then worry about it later.
That's awesome.
So this might be my new thing. It depends on what the heel ends up being like. I don't know.
Yeah, you have to like the end result.
Yeah, it has to be a wearable sock. But people do say it's a very wearable heel, like it fits really nicely. So we will see. I'm interested to know again what your preferred heel. What kind of sock? If you knit socks, toe up, cuff down. What preferred heel do you have? The fish lips kiss is very popular, but like I say, I found it overly complicated and didn't bother. So I probably will come back to that one as well. I was keen at some point to try all the different ones, so I have tried a few, but I'm keen to continue my learning journey in sock heels.
Yeah, I'm certainly no expert on socks. I've just knit that one pair of socks that I knit for you.
Yes.
And that was a heel flap and gusset. But honestly, I think the whole heel part, it was like magic. It was like
it's so crazy.
The way that you kind of pick it up and you do the increases, and then it like turns into this whole space.
Yeah, you turn in this other direction.
It is. It was like, I was really impressed. I mean, just in terms of the construction of the pattern, but it's not something that, you mentioned 2mm needles. I am a little bit of a, I don't mind a bit of intricate knitting, but I did struggle down at that gauge. So
that yarn is quite thick. It's very nice yarn. Narrative Yarns NZ on Instagram if you're interested. Beautiful colourways, but the yarn is quite poofy. And the ones I knit for my son are quite stretchy.
Right.
They have quite a lot of give in them, so I wanted to really tighten up the stitches to make it nice and firm. So we'll see how that goes. I could have potentially gone one needle size up, but I'm giving it a try to see if I can knit a really dense pair. I quite like dense socks.
All right.
Really
Fair
nice
enough.
and tight. If they're going to fit in shoes, I feel like you don't want them to be loose and stretchy.
No, there's nothing worse than a saggy sock.
Yeah.
No, I agree completely.
Anywho.
Right, more whips.
Yeah, I have one more whip. I feel like we were going to have a really short show, and it's not that short anymore. Sorry. Not sorry. Okay, so oh my gosh, this is not going to be a short story short.
All right. Let's go.
Start at the beginning. Okay, so last time I talked about wanting to cast on the next thing in my queue. And the next thing in my queue I had decided was going to be a cardigan. I wasn't sure what cardigan. I had various options. I was like, this one. And I was pretty much settled on the Copenhagen cardigan. And a few people gave me that one as an option. And a few others beside, which I have put in my queue, including some things that I really want to knit.
So you're all set.
So yeah, thank you for all the suggestions. And then Deborah from Outlaw Yarn messaged me and said, that's 4-ply yarn, not DK weight. And I was like, okay. Oops. Because in my defense, I mean, she's 100% right. It's her yarn, she knows. But in my defense, I looked at the ball band, and on that it says needles 3.5 to 4mm needle, and I was like, 4mm needle, that must be DK, because it doesn't actually say what. It says a gauge, and I should have known from that, but well, the gauge is 21 to 24 stitches. For me also isn't 4-ply. That's more like DK for me. So I thought this was DK. Anyway.
Yeah.
And then I commented at the time that I felt this was quite thin.
Right. Yeah. Because maybe it stretches.
No, it's because it's not DK.
All right. Yeah.
We talked about it at the time.
Floofing.
I was like, could I knit worsted weight? And you looked at it and were like, no, that's not even close to worsted weight.
No.
But so it's kind of, I think, probably a 4-ply to sport weight yarn. Anyway, so definitely not DK.
No.
So I had to rethink my strategy of what to knit. And I had the idea, and I messaged this to Deborah. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just go and buy some different yarn and knit that instead. But I really want to get my 20 and 25 done, and I don't want to gazump myself by getting distracted by other things. So I'm like, no, this is the yarn I have. This is the yarn I stashed, and I stashed it right at the end of last year.
I was going to say, specially stashed.
So I need to knit this, even though I don't actually know if I'll be able to wear it this summer, because it's Possum Merino. It's very warm. I'll talk about the yarn in a minute, but I'll start by talking about the patterns.
Yeah, so what did you decide?
I decided on the Maggie Cardigan, which somebody actually did suggest to me in the comments. So this is a petite knit pattern. I was trying to get away from petite knit. I have not managed that. That's fine. I just really like the pattern. And the thing is that I know what size to knit. I know what the gauge is. I know the instructions will be really clear. I'm not going to be confused by anything she says. And so I just was like, I just want something that's easy because I've got that lace going on at the same time.
Yeah.
So the Maggie Cardigan. The thing with this is new to me, maybe not new, maybe it's like tried and true, but the method of doing the sleeve cap is amazing. So she has figured out how to do what looks like a set-in sleeve, but I'm just going backwards and forwards and I'm making a sleeve cap. So what you do is you make a rectangle at the back, so that bit there, and then as you go, you're increasing to create an edge.
Like a raglan?
A shoulder
Is it like
edge.
a raglan?
No, it's the shoulder edge
the
here.
back. So one of those sort of back trapezoid.
Yeah, which they
kind
call
of
European style. I've heard a few people saying that. Yeah, like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then what you do is same again, you knit the fronts here.
Right.
European style. And then you do something completely crazy. So you've got, that's the shoulder, and then that's the back, and then you've got that flap down there, and then you pick up along the edge of the flap in order to create a sleeve cap.
Right, so rather than kind of setting in at the end, you're
picking
picking up at the start.
Yeah, you pick it up as you go. So normally you would pick up.
I've often dreamed of being able to do that rather than seam.
Right? So instead of normally, if you're knitting a set-in sleeve, you would pick up along that edge, and down there, all the way around. But instead, I picked up a few stitches, which was easy to do, and now I'm just increasing down the front in that area, increasing to create the sleeve cap, and then this is being knit straight until I get a bit further down, and then it'll start increasing as well.
Is that a technique, do you think, sorry, I'm going to go off the cuff here, that you can knit like that because it's a cardigan? Or if it was in the round, would you be able to do the same thing?
I think you can in the round, and I think she's got other patterns. When I've looked at her pictures, I think there are other things that are knit this way. And remember that episode of Nora Gon's podcast where she talked about a different way of doing a set-in sleeve? I think that's what she was talking about.
Ways of doing it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I can just... The cogs are just turning a little bit now. You know, some of the patterns that I've knit before that were bottom up.
You could do that in the round. There's no difference between going backwards and forwards and in the round, is there?
I don't know. Probably not. I guess not, because it's a cardigan, so you just don't have the gap in the middle.
Yeah, and you're just going round and round rather than knitting and purling.
Yeah, it would just be if you were going backwards and forwards, picking up the sleeve cap area. It might be a bit more technical. So I don't know. That's something to think about.
Anyway, so
let's not jump down a rabbit hole.
I kind of wanted to get this one a little bit further ahead. I'm almost finished the increases. I'm almost at the part when you would normally join fit in the round, but I'm not going to do that because it's cardigan. But I'll put the sleeves on hold, so I'm almost at that point now. And then, so I kind of want to get to that point, and then when I've finished that, I'll put this aside, and then I'll finish the other one. And I'll do this as an occasional, if I just want to pick it up and do some stockinette, I'll use this as my occasional knitting.
That's
so then
cool.
I have like on the go knitting, occasional at home when I just want to knit stockinette, or actually it's not, I guess it is, but knitting and purling. If I just want to knit, purl. And then I have my lace knitting.
Yeah.
So that feels pretty good for me.
And that yarn's got a really nice halo on it.
Oh my gosh, it's so
it looks
beautiful.
quite dense.
Yes,
but
so
it's got it's the halo on it.
Thank you for reminding me.
Awesome.
So this is Rhapsody, which is Outlaw yarn. It's 80% merino, 20% possum, and they come in 50 gram balls. Absolutely beautiful yarn. So it's woolen spun. This is similar to the yarn that I knit Calypso, and it's the same colour. But this is woolen spun and that's worsted spun, but the same composition of merino and possum.
Do you notice a difference in the weight?
It feels lighter.
Because woolen spun's usually...
Woolen spun is much loftier.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, I was talking to Jackie from Wild Earth, and she said that woolen spun tends to be better for the short fibres of possum because it catches the fibres better.
Right.
So you get less shedding
right.
of the possum.
Yeah, because sometimes, depending on how you knit it or how dense the gauge is with those possum yarns, they can peel quite a bit.
Yeah, it's just kind of, I notice it when I first started wearing my Bohemia, which is a possum and merino and worsted spun.
No longer available.
They do shed, they do peel a little bit. I knit them at quite a tight gauge, but it's shedding, so you get a little bit of kind of poofing of yarn, and I guess it's the possum that's doing that. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess careful knitting, careful wearing as well, and good maintenance.
Yep. I mean, all yarn is going to pill. That's fine. Yep. I don't mind de-pilling my knits. Anyway, so loving the yarn. Very, very warm. It's going to be lightweight and warm, which is exactly what I want. Awesome. So it's kind of like a cross-season garment. I'm really looking forward to it. And it's my colour. Like, I love this colour.
So I haven't seen this pattern yet. Is it, what sort of button band?
It's just a standard ribbed button band. I was thinking about whether to do a double knit button band, but I don't want to kind of push it out too much. Like, I shouldn't.
And it'll be a trip into Nana's button box?
Yes, I do now have a lot of buttons. I want to kind of use some of my stash buttons. I should say also, this Maggie cardigan is designed as a short sleeve. And mine is a long sleeve. Okay. This was a successful experiment for me. And the good thing about petite knit patterns is that she'll design a pattern which is kind of the same in different weights, and she'll potentially make a t-shirt version of something that's also a lighter weight version of a thicker weight DK or worsted weight garment. So you can just actually knit sleeves and you've got a 4-ply garment, which I'm very happy with.
Alrighty.
I should stop talking for a minute.
So that was the end of whips.
That's all my whips.
Okay, what about acquisitions? Have you been buying anything? Again, I've been on a bit of a diet again for the last 2 weeks. So. And
I should be too. But
so what's been happening?
So during the last show, I mentioned that there was a yarn that I kind of really wanted, because on the last show I was wearing the yarn. So I was wearing the Rapture in blue.
That's right.
And
it was really nice.
And I really like it, and I really wanted to get some more. And so, I mean, long story short.
So you did.
I did. So I was, okay, let me explain.
And what a unique colour for you.
Let me explain. So this is also Outlaw yarn, Rebel Rapture, and it's 80% merino, 20% silk, and it's the same one that I knit my Iola cardigan in, which is what I had on in the previous episode. And I really wanted there was a couple of colourways that I particularly wanted. One was like a dark grey, kind of a browny grey, a really nice, because the way that the silk takes the dye is slightly different than the way the merino does, and it just looked really, really beautiful. But there was only one skein of that.
Oh.
And then I had in mind a very kind of bright corally pink, I don't know, kind of thing. And there was only 5 skeins of that. And so I was trying really hard not to buy my favourite colour. I was like, oh, let's try something different.
Let's break out.
No, I love this colour. And I just want to knit a completely plain, everyday jumper. Like I'll probably knit a raglan.
Right.
This is, again, woolen spun, 4mm needles, which I would call then a DK weight. Though it doesn't say that, but it's 21 stitches per 10 centimetres, which I would say is a light DK. Although it is it's not super
thick.
No.
But it'll probably hold its width quite firmly. I mean, it's the same as what you knit Iola in, right? So
which is DK.
You're already familiar with the pattern and how it sizes.
Yeah, so I could probably knit sport to DK in this quite comfortably. I mean, I'll do some swatches and see what I like the look of. Anyway, so I was very, 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 very tempted to, instead of knitting something in this, knit something in this when I went and purchased it last weekend, or 2 weekends ago. But I stuck to my stash.
Keep to the plan,
but I did stash more yarn at the same time. So naughty.
Oh, that's for your 25 and 26. Or is it 26 and 26?
No, it's 20 and 26.
Oh, 20 and 20. Oh, yes. Right.
So yeah, the colourway for this is Romance Blooming, if anyone's interested. So beautiful. It's a very nice, deep, bright pink. The other one's a little bit darker. This one's quite bright.
Yep.
Yeah, totally different.
No, completely. But a nice saturated pink too.
So now I'm going to have, it is. Now I'm going to have 4 jumpers knit effectively in the same colour. But whatever.
Different yarns though. Makes
I can do whatever
makes
I
all
want.
the difference. Yeah.
I can knit 10 jumpers in the same colour if I want.
Yeah. Well, the base changes the shade slightly anyway.
It does.
They're
and
not all the same.
people have navy blue or black clothing that all looks the same.
10 different jerseys, all beige.
Yeah.
I mean, beige is a great colour.
Yeah.
It looks good on everyone.
Yeah.
See, you don't have 10 different jerseys in beige.
No, I do not. I just have, like, if you look at my knitting wardrobe, I just have. We definitely both have a palette. Yours is like.
Mine seems to be red.
That colour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get away from that.
Yeah,
I know.
But you gravitate towards.
I don't know how it happens.
Well, you gravitate to what you feel like knitting.
I know, but green is my favourite colour.
I know, and you
and yet I never knit in it.
You don't have a green jumper.
I don't have a green jumper.
You have one that you bought, but you don't have one you knit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my favourite colour is pink. I love pink in all its form. I like baby pink. I like bright pink. I like bubblegum pink, dark pink.
All of the pinks.
Yeah. So why not knit the colour I want to knit?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. Plans.
You talk first.
Okay. Mine's gonna. Look, honestly, I'm not going to waste anybody's time repeating exactly what I said in the last episode. So I'm really just going to quickly zip through what I'm still planning on doing. Nothing's changed. So you will have all seen my journey swatching for Henry VIII. Henry VIII is very much, as soon as I finish Glenesque, that's what I will be casting on. I had hoped to start swatching and getting a little bit of practice with Intarsia for the calf facet jersey. I did locate the yarn for that today with the thought that maybe
had you lost it?
I had lost it.
I did some tidying.
I had a thorough search. I now know exactly where it is.
You asked me.
That was all right.
I knew where it was.
I like the fun of the search. It's like
I
treasure
put
hunt.
all Stephen's yarn together, separate from mine, so we could be very clear about whose stash was what.
Yeah, but it's like treasure hunting. So I found the treasure. So I haven't had a chance yet to start swatching for that. So again, nothing much to show. But I hope
you've been
maybe
very
I'll do that.
much head down in the.
Yeah, just life stuff, and what I have knit has been on Glenesque, because I really think it's time I got that one sorted, and without starting anything else to slow it down. So
that's fair.
So yeah, that's really about all I've got in the way of plans. I obviously have a few more cranks and ideas for the future queue above and beyond that. But I mean,
what's your thinking? You were thinking about something the other day.
Well, actually, I was just watching Jimmy Does Knitting's podcast, and he has pulled up, was it the classic Norwegian pattern? And I've just forgotten what it was. It was like, again, I'll put it, text is a wonderful thing. It's like mill. No, begins with an M.
Doesn't matter.
It's a short word.
Moving on.
But no, it's knit in. It's a kit, unfortunately, and I won't be wanting to buy the kit. It exists in books, the pattern as well, so it's another one of those ones.
Yeah.
And it's also not knit in the round, but apparently there are versions of it in the round. So Jimmy has actually designed his own
I
pattern.
came in the other day and you're like, I really am kind of damping down the desire to start knitting something new, and that's what it was.
It's kind of of. It's because I can just imagine this pattern knit yoked in the round, because I said I was looking for a yoke sweater. This is the pattern that I'd kind of like to knit.
Oh yeah.
So I've got a lot of work to do before I can go and actually turn that thing into reality. And I can kind of imagine it knit in the Wild Earth Yarns Naturals colours.
Which we have lots of.
Yeah, so some light contrast with sort of a dark brown would be kind of nice. So anyway, that's something in the long-term future. I mean, probably late next year if I'm lucky.
Next year, though, I'm going to knit Stephen at least one garment. He's going to get a zipper sweater like man. And yeah, I'm quite happy to knit you another one as well, just to round out your kind of everyday basics.
Yeah, it would just
while
be
you're
basic.
slogging your way through Henry VIII and Calf Bassett.
Yeah, just keep things interesting. But yeah, so I mean, like I say, I've got plenty of the cogs turn. They keep turning. The queue keeps growing. But I have to be realistic about what I can actually achieve as well. So. So yeah, what about your plans, Stevie?
So I'm very much trying to keep to my 20 and 25. I've got, I think I counted 6 left to go. That includes the cardigan. So once I get through that cardigan, I'll have 5. And so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So number 5 will be, I was going to knit. I'll get the yarn. I was going to knit this yarn, which is the Spinster's Daughter, which is the Farmer's Daughter Fibres and Spin Cycle Yarns collab. I was going to knit this as a simple sweater by Tin Can Knits.
Right.
But I was concerned that because it's hand dyed or small batch dyed, that the colour difference between the skeins and within the skeins would give me striping and pooling and other things that I was concerned about.
We all know how much you love that. Yeah.
Makes me super anxious. So I thought one way to combat that is so I was going to use this, and I did some swatching. I swatched with different skeins of it, and I could see a line between the skeins. Stephen couldn't, but it was there. I could see it. And also a little bit of kind of pooling within the swatch. So I just decided to learn my lesson and not knit it. But I thought what I could do is knit something that had a pattern to it. So either cables or lace or colour work, because that would break up the Yep. So
is it yoked? What you're planning, is it yoked or all over colour work?
So I'm planning on knitting the Alpine, the Autumn Alpine by Caitlin Hunter. I've knit it before. I've knit it in a colour that I didn't like, and I recently actually gave it away. So I really want another one. So I have this. I have a whole sweater quantity of this. And then I have some spin cycles. So I have different options. I'm going to need 2 skeins. So I'm going to need to combine skeins. This one is Ranunculus. This one is Big Sky. So I could combine these. They actually go together okay.
Yeah, I think they would kind of blend kind of nicely.
You could get them so that they blend if you just pick the right bits of it to blend together. And you don't necessarily want it to blend if you stop at a point in the pattern because it's flowers and leaves, so if you stop at the right point, it'll look fine anyway. But I also have tons of this as well. So I have some options, like these 2 would go really nicely together. Even just these 2 would go really nicely together. So I have some options, and I can kind of do some swatching and decide what colorways I want. So I'm really excited about starting this. I really, 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 really love that.
Right.
My other version of autumn alpine was not very high contrast. It was like a blue and a grey together, and I would quite like it quite high contrast.
Yeah.
So I just don't consider that to be very high contrast there. And like when you look at like that colour there, it's got a blue in it.
Right, so the blue on blue.
Blue on blue.
It's going to be quite murky.
So I'd need to do a little bit of yarn management to make sure it's the pink and the purples rather than the blue. So let's see. I have enough of this to knit the whole thing without buying more. Or I can try and source.
I don't think there's enough yellow in the world. I think the yellow is really nice.
It'll look like bright sunshine.
Yeah.
It'll look beautiful.
I mean, I still think back to Alana's Calypso sweater that we saw in Wairarapa. She was wearing it. Had the dark body, but it had the really bright yellow colourwork yoke and everything. And it's so...
This is what I want.
It's so eye-catching.
Yeah, so I could try and get some more Big Sky.
I'm just making life difficult now.
I'm trying to de-stash. The problem with Spin Cycle is each dye batch they do they're all quite different.
You kind of need to get them all at once.
Yeah, but I can try and the thing is that they're not so different that I couldn't put two of them together. Like if I'm thinking of putting these two together.
Yeah.
And I want them to gradiate.
But even those two together might be fine anyway.
Also might be fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
Like this to finish the leaves off with, or do the flower in that and then the leaves in that.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? Any ideas? I'm just going to roll with it and see what happens. I'm keen to use up some of my stash. I've got single skeins of both of these. So if I don't knit with them, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I think I was going to make a hat with them. I have tons of this as well. I could actually knit all of these together and do what I was going to do was alternate them and make like stripe that with that as the main colour, then stripe it with that or something like that. I already have a jumper in this yarn though, so I wanted to use this for colour work. Don't know, ideas.
Yeah, future plans.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be knitting next once I've finished my cardi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we've managed to rock up to an hour.
Oh, sorry.
We still have a life update.
Yeah, sorry. All right, let's crack straight into it. That's the end of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't want to stick with us because you're not interested in our lives.
Well, you've had a whole hour because, this was a short episode.
I told you it wasn't going to be a short. I said I had a lot to say. I keep it to myself. Like I keep all of these ideas and I'm like, I'm going to share it with Stephen in this room on this day.
We all heard it here first.
You can all hear it as well. All of my thoughts about all of the things. Like I sit in this room and I ruminate on all of my yarn and what I'm going to do with it. Anyway, but if you're not interested in our lives, that's completely fine. Feel free to tap out now, and thanks for joining us. And if you are, where do we start?
Let's start with family things.
Okay,
Great.
so what we've been doing this weekend.
Yeah, why we're a little bit spaced today.
So we had our 10-month-old grandson for the weekend. We got him on Friday. He just went home. It's Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, two nights.
Yeah, two nights, 3 days.
Full on entertainment mode.
Yeah, and 10 months old, like he's crawling, like he's a fast crawler. He's walking around furniture, so he's, he can reach up quite high now on tippy toes. He can get it up onto the table with his little hands.
And constant supervision.
Yeah, he needs constant supervision
and constant entertainment.
Yep.
Yeah,
he's pretty good, but like we've got lots of toys and stuff for him. But so suffice to say that when my children were young, I was a teenager when they were that age. So I had a lot more energy for them. And when our other grandchildren were that age, we were in our 30s.
Yes. It's a bit different now.
Which is the benefit of young parenthood, is that you have a lot more energy. So now we're in our 50s.
Yes.
And I don't know how people in their 40s and 50s have young children because it's exhausting.
And how did people with young children knit?
Well, they
Honestly,
don't. They don't, and we
that's
didn't.
the thing. No, we
Yeah.
didn't. I
No.
mean, I sat down and was like, there's a weekend of knitting. It's like, where did that go?
Yeah. Anyway, so no knitting, but we had a lovely time with
It was.
Luciano.
Yeah, he's such a happy, playful child.
Yeah.
You know?
You can play with them
Fantastic.
for hours. So we bought some Duplo blocks, and that was lots and lots of hours of fun of building things, and just so much fun. It was such a good weekend. We're both exhausted.
Yeah.
He likes to get up in the night. So that was a bit of fun.
Yeah.
And he was a bit disconcerted by the fact that he was not at home and we were not his parents in the night. So we had a few tears, but we got through it all.
Yep. Yeah, and other things this weekend with the grandkids?
So our grandson Wyatt usually stays, he's 16, almost 17. So that's Luciano's older brother. He usually stays with us in the weekend because him and his girlfriend come and stay here because they live out of town and they like to spend their weekends in the city. And but he was away this weekend. He had a school formal, so like year 12, which is like the last year before you finish high school. It's called a semi-formal, so not the big formal.
Yeah, which is the final year. Yeah.
So that was lovely. Stephen went and helped him choose a suit.
He got a suit, and so that was entertaining. It looked really good. He, the black shirt with the green tie and the black jacket. It was very stylish. Yeah,
and the green tie matched his girlfriend's dress. She looked absolutely stunning. I helped them choose out shoes. And then went and hung out with them for a little bit with the baby on Friday night, which the baby was unimpressed by. He was not interested in a whole lot of glammed up teenagers.
No.
And just so we're talking about all of our grandchildren equally, our granddaughter, just the one we have, she's 14.
15?
15.
Oh,
15. She just
turned
had a birthday.
15, yeah. Gosh, grandkids, it's hard to keep track of them all.
And she works part-time she goes to school, but she works part-time in our landscaping. She just got a job doing a landscaping supply shop. She's very keen to leave school as soon as she's able. Both the older ones are not particularly interested in being at high school. They're more kind of practical people rather than bookish people, which is fine. High school doesn't suit everybody. I was not a high school type of a person. I struggled to kind of sit still and pay attention. Which definitely held over into my ability to read knitting patterns as an adult.
And that's the thing, different people learn in different ways, and
Lucky
some people come
Stephen
back to
was
it.
the bookish one.
Yeah, I was the bookish one.
Only one person in my entire family ever finished high school. I've got 6 brothers and sisters, and lots of nieces and nephews and lots of family, but only have one brother who ever finished high school. So Stephen is like the shining star of somebody who finished high school and went to university, like in that order. Anyway, so
Yes. So that's the grandkids.
Yeah, and our little, I guess he's not the little one anymore. Jackson started softball this weekend and hit his first home run. So
that was exciting.
Softball is like the New Zealand equivalent of
baseball.
Baseball, yeah, it's very
for
similar.
the American audience.
I don't know the difference.
Overarm versus underarm pitch.
Oh yeah, they do underarm pitch.
Yeah, softball's underarm pitch.
Yeah, and baseball's like
over the shoulder.
chucking.
Yeah, and I think maybe the pitches are different sizes or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway,
different size ball.
He got the first home run of the season for his team, so he was very excited. I saw
exciting.
a little video of that. I really wanted to go to his game. It was his first game, but the baby was not
having it.
He would have not been very much fun. It was nap time for him, so I did that instead. So our beautiful grandchildren, they're all growing up so fast.
Yeah, and my daughter, she turns 25 today.
Happy birthday, Bronwyn.
Yes.
She will not watch this, but it's her 25th birthday.
So we're off out to dinner after an hour or two after this to celebrate that.
Yeah,
So
in fact, we should.
we're looking
get
forward to
a
that.
on. Yeah.
So that's the family update and travel updates.
We've got exciting news, for us.
Yes, which is possibly the reason I'm wearing this jersey today as well, as foreshadowing.
Yes. So we
made the decision.
kind of on a whim, really.
It was a little bit.
So Shetland Wool Week, we went the year before last, And then they, you sign up for the newsletter. They sent the newsletter with the dates. And I'm like, oh, the dates for Shetland Wool Week have come out. And we kind of looked at each other and I'm like, if we want to go, we're going to need to book accommodation straight away. And Stephen was like, all right then. And so I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll book accommodation then.
Yep.
And so I booked accommodation in Shetland for 2026.
Yes. So next year, we're off to Shetland Wool Week.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting because we've been there once, and so now we've got that, we've got the knowledge of how it works under our belts. I think we can do it so much better this time.
Yeah. So for the first, for starters, we're booking for 6 days, or 7 days, 6 days. 6 days, rather than 4 is what we had last time.
Yeah.
3 full days there. Last time
we've got a car the whole time, so we can go to all the events around the island.
Yep.
We're planning on going to more of the events. So last time was the first time that we'd been to Shetland, so we didn't want to actually spend too much time stuck in rooms and events.
Yeah.
We actually wanted to get out and see some of the archaeology and Shetland itself. So this time we've had the opportunity to do that.
We will do a little bit more of that because there's
absolutely.
tons to see. But we've hit the main sites, the big kind of tourist attractions.
Yeah, we're hoping that we might get to some of the islands this time and take some of the ferries that we didn't have time to get to last time.
Yeah, we kind of wistfully looked at these exciting things and we're like, I really wanted to go to Unst. And there was lots of other...
And there was a Brock, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of stuff that we saw. Musa is where the Brock is. Yeah, lots of things that we saw in the distance, but just like, we've got to choose between spending time doing nitty things or, what we wanted to do. So now we've got more time to do all of the things. Yes. And so we will be on the internet refreshing our webpage for the classes to try and get into some of the classes because honestly it sells out so fast. It's crazy. Considering how far away it is, particularly for us, but for everybody, like Shetland is in the middle of the North Sea, in the middle of absolutely nothing. There's so many people there. Like I booked this accommodation, so we booked outside of Lerwick is the main town, and we booked one town over in Scalloway.
Yes. Yeah, we visited that last time and it's beautiful. Which
was lovely. So we decided rather than staying there, because we will go into the town. We have a car so we can go into the town every day if we want. There's good parking and all of that. We'd stay somewhere else. And I booked the hotel and then I went back a couple of days later just to check on how the hotels were selling out. And almost every hotel had sold out. There was only a few rooms left and the big expensive hotels left.
We got in the nick of time.
I booked the day after they announced the dates.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So anyway, it's super exciting.
So exciting. So we're really looking forward to it. We were planning on going to the UK next year around that time, but we were like, oh no, we've been to Shetland, we don't need to go again.
We thought we might skip it, but
without even thinking about it, we've booked the hotel, the car, and the boat ride.
Yeah.
So we'll take the ferry there and back. It's a sleeper ferry, so you go overnight there and overnight back. So it's kind of like throwaway time anyway that would just be in a hotel room.
Yeah.
That will be in a ferry instead.
Yep.
So we don't waste
think
any
of it
time.
Just think of it like accommodation.
Yeah, it is just our accommodation for the night. Anyway, so we're very excited. I am.
No, I am too, definitely.
And I'm going to add into my 20 and 26 some kind of colourwork yoke sweater. So I mentioned the one, I think it's called Cat Bells from Marie Wallen. I might knit that, but I'm a bit off her at the moment. She's a bit irritating.
Still traumatised by Seaton.
I so am. And I actually found the other one that I've knit, Bressa, very difficult as well. She's very precise and exacting about what she wants you to do. So I actually thought I might try a Gudgeon Johnston. She has a really nice porty sweater, which a lot of people knit, which looks very pretty. And I've got some really nice outlaw rebel light colours that I could put together to make a really nice porty. And we do also have the Jamesons as well. Yes.
So you'll also get to see, so Shetland Wool Week will be the sort of the climax of our trip, or the end of it. So you will have seen us, or get to see us sort of have a bit of a mooch around Scotland as well. We thought we might try and get to Harris and some of the Outer Hebrides. Just because, we haven't been there yet. So.
Yeah, so we've spent a lot of time in Scotland. We really like Scotland, and we have friends who live there, but there's bits of it that we haven't seen, and the top of the north is the bits that we haven't seen in those islands. So, yay.
So, super
and
exciting.
we'll bring you with us. And
yeah.
You can come along for the ride and see the bits and pieces. We need to get better at...
I was going to say, maybe we'll get better at travel blogging.
I don't think so.
I'll get some more practice with the 360-degree camera, and so we can have some...
I'm not sure we're going to get any better, so you'll just have to put up with what we get.
Cross your fingers.
But we will try.
Yeah, we'll give it a good solid nudge.
But anyway, we've probably talked too long.
We have.
I'm just super
the short
excited.
Episode is now running late.
I told you it would. And now we need to get ready to go out to celebrate our beautiful daughter's 25th birthday. So we're going to do that. And we will see you in 2 weeks, hopefully, with...
something finished.
Let's not make any promises, though. It's quite an undertaking.
Yeah, I've got a fair bit of arms to go. So
yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you later. Please, if you've enjoyed this, please feel free to give us a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We really appreciate that.
And see you in 2 weeks.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Ka kite anō.
Goodbye.